Later, we need to move on. Hawkins Mansion. Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Ooh. Look at that pretty eyeball.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
I did see a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Oh my gosh, so much. I've seen Bradley die. Sarah Hawkins was the object of the cult. Talk to Bradley. Might be onto a lead.
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Ooh.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Let's stay prudent. Better to confront the truth.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Ooh,
Very
this
well.
will affect your
I'll go to
destiny.
see
Oh
Francis's widow.
no.
Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and
Ah.
Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
I want to know how you're still alive.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Yeah, I bet they are. Wonder if I can go back to the attic. Oh no, it just says leave. Well, that's unfortunate. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. What a way to
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Oh,
Well, look who's here.
great cat.
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Oof.
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Ooh. You must not feel guilty. He died screaming right before my eyes. I was no longer there when it happened. You're taking it quite well. You must not feel guilty. Am I telling her she shouldn't feel guilty, or am I saying, hey, why don't you feel guilty?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course.
Ooh.
Thank you for your kind words.
Oh my
Nobody in that
gosh.
hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes?
I didn't
Did you
say
not do
it
anything to
happened.
help him?
I didn't say it happened right before my eyes. I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. The true culprit is Fuller. It wasn't me who sent him there. Not we ain't trying to blame the wife. Hold the test of eloquence. Oh gosh.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
Oof.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did he speak to you of a shambler? How do you know Sarah Hawkins? What's Cat doing here? I want to know if he's ever mentioned the shambler before. I think that was like his big issue that he had there.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Oh my gosh, we probably shouldn't look at that. I'm just saying.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Wow. Perfect. We don't actually need to go see it. Look how proud he is. Oh. I don't think we should look at the Shambler. I'm just saying.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Oh, so she didn't want to sell it to him, but he wanted her to sell it.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Well, his wife's not interested at all. Sarah's looking pretty, not happy about it either.
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Ooh.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
No, let's not see it. Sounds like a really bad idea.
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear Madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his internment, you signed a discharge, allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. Oh, that's awful. This Fuller guy stinks. More medicine. Yeah. We're gonna be so medically inclined.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Wow, he's quite the avid art collector. Is this... what is this? It's locked. I love that I can just walk around someone's house. Oh, yay.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Ooh, an ancient amulet, probably. Amerindian. I wonder what its purpose could be. No idea, but it progressed my occultism, so that's good.
I could use one of those.
Some more sleeping pills.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Wow. Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the shambler, your friend Sarah Hawkins. She tried really hard not to give it to him. I wonder why she finally did.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Oh, a strength test. I got it. Yeah, give me that. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you, lady. Oh. Ooh, okay. We see as the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. Oh, so it's another medical book? Yes! Would you read the book? Don't read the book. This will affect your destiny. Oh, I should have read the book. What does it say? I remember that guy in the bar was reading a book. I was all like, something about it'll haunt the next person that reads it. It makes me not want to read the book.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
The Shambler. Let's see. I've got to verify the paintings for a buyer. I'm not here to create problems for you. It's none of your business. Another painting by Sarah Hawkins.
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
All's fair in love and war, I suppose.
I don't want to read that book. A hiding spot? Are you serious right now? I don't. That sucks. I'm gonna have to hide from the Shambler.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
That, like, blade looks really familiar. That's in the other one. Wow. Oh, he has this picture here too, but it's more of an up-close one. He had really unique taste in art. Ooh wee. Oh, yay! I was hoping I was going to find one of those. Wow.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Oh, is that just more oil? It's about to get really dark in here or something? Yeah. Oh, gosh, not the Shambler. hang on. What's this? Is there a piece of paper over here? I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Let's see. Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sander drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smaller detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a reoccurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Is that why I can look at these?
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
I think that's the one. Clues. Yes, that is the one.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Well, I guess if I need it, I know where it is. Ah, gosh. Okay, here we go. About to be attacked by a shambler. Oh, no bueno. Ooh. Oh, I hate that. Ooh. That's not how I expected it to look, but I still don't like it all the same. Oh, man. Ooh, look at that little gobble neck right there. Oh, heck. I don't like that. That's awful. Oh, boy.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, I know. What was that? It's a shambler, buddy. Alright. I got some skill points. Yay! Now I'm an expert investigator. What do I want to bring up next? Okay, I really haven't been putting any... Oh, I have 6 CP available in character. Okay. I kind of want to bring up my strength. Yeah, I think I'll bring up my strength. Yeah. Woohoo! I'm an expert in strength now. Perfect. I do wonder if I can get that dagger and use it. Oh my god, it sounds like it's right behind me. Proceed to hide in a closet.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Oh, I can't leave. Aw, dang.
I can't even touch it.
So am I supposed to kill the shambler? I have that weapon now. The There it is. Coming right to my stinking closet. Well, I can block with the weapon, but I can't actually use it. Good to know. Okay, how the heck am I supposed to get out of here?
What the hell was that?
Okay. Oh my gosh, seeing it hurts me. Oh my gosh, which way are you coming? Oh, you're coming this way. Okay, cool. I'm gonna die again. It's inevitable at this point. Alright, go in this locker. Good grief. Okay, if I stay in here, I'm gonna have another panic attack. Okay. Let me see. Okay. You know what? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. So I can't.
Down. This dagger
I
looks
can't actually hit the shambler with it. There it is. It like gets stuck right there for a second. Oh, I thought that there was another place to hide over there. Gosh dog it. Well, I guess that makes sense. That I would stab the painting and not the shambler itself. Just kidding, I did stab the shambler. Oh great, what's happening to me now? Am I gonna cut off my hand?
What's the matter with you?
That's awkward. That's really awkward.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
I was attacked by a creature. The painting was cursed. Shit, she ain't gonna believe that. No, I just drank a bit too much. Yeah, I don't think she'd believe me if I said the painting was cursed. But I want to because it shows occultism.
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, she thinks
I
I'm
was
crazy.
attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
What? She thinks so too. You didn't hear anything. You knew about the monster. You must have noticed the state of my arm.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about?
Okay, maybe she didn't.
Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Really should talk to this Drake, and you give me this information free of charge? Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off.
Canary.
Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Oh, I just noticed that's a painting of her. I hadn't noticed that before.